So for me, marriage and motherhood has been like a very transformative experience throughout my life.
I love it when you call me.
To be, a bridge between the two
People.
sides.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, who has made you what you are, shining over land and sea.
Hello everyone. This is Akulina. You are watching Coffee with Lina podcast. Today my guest is Miss Dien. She is an interpreter and translator. Let's listen the story from her. Good afternoon, Dien. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good and also nervous. But thank you.
I don't think so. You are not really nervous. So according to you, I know that your two great accomplishments in your life. For number one is marrying the right person and enjoying the motherhood. So why do you think so?
So for me, marriage and motherhood has been like a very transformative experience throughout my life. So from a girl who only, focus on studying, career and professionals, I now, become a wife and a mom. To me, I think it's like the hardest job ever. Like I used to, just focus on one thing on my life, like pursuing my professionalism as an interpreter and a translator, but now as a mom, I have to, learn, from the start, learn to take care of baby, all of the experience helped me build like a strong foundation of support, a deeper understanding of, humans' emotions. I have to work with my mom and dad, my parents-in-law, and my husband, how to, give our baby, the best experience that he has. And I also, dive into like the whole new knowledge, like, how to feed a baby. It seems so simple at first,
But it's not.
But it's very not.
Yes, 24/7 job. It's a full-time job.
It is a full-time job, but it's so rewarding when you see your baby, healthier every single day and know that he, learn new things and show you some, new tricks.
Everything new. Every day she is doing something new. And that's why the reason is you are enjoying the different day.
I did.
With him.
Like every day is not the same because once when I used to, study at my university or, enjoy a workforce, every day is like completely the same, from 9 to 5 job. It's a different thing. It's like you elevate, your knowledge, one by one. But for a baby, like everything is just like when you thought,
upside down.
Yeah, when you thought you know him, but actually you don't know anything about him until the next morning.
Right. So I also think about it sometimes that marrying the right, choosing the right life partner is important for our future and for our everyday mental well-being.
It is.
Yes.
I mean, it's one of my most important and the biggest decision like I ever made throughout my entire life. Is like choosing my husband as a lifelong partner to to do everything with me, and together we build like a future together. So I think about the choosing the right person is very important because not only you have to spend your entire life with that person, you wouldn't have to plans for the future, do everything together to make sure that your life is fulfilling with that person and that person would feel the same.
I know because I know your husband. I know you're very happy. But besides, I like to mention one more thing that motherhood is a great gift of God. But at the same time, it's the hardest thing in your life. So my next question is to you: what drew you to become the entrepreneur, to choose the entrepreneur job?
So language to me has been always a fascinating thing for me since I was a kid. since I was a kid, my most favorite subject is English.
Oh,
I love learning English. I would learn it through the days and night, and I would imagine myself,
yes.
become an interpreter since I was a kid. And throughout my years at school, I have been excel in that particular subject. I used to be in the Olympiads teams competing in international competitions, and that really, got into me, like the passions about becoming an interpreter. And I also think that become an interpreter is not, just uh, translating, from one to another,
Yes. The whole
understanding
expression you
the
need
whole
to
ex-
express.
the whole experience, including not just understanding language alone, but understanding the culture, the knowns, everything's involving like building bridges to
Yes,
people.
between two cultures.
Yeah, and I love to help people, understanding each other. So I just love to be, a bridge between the two
People, two
between
culture or two
two
people.
cultures.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, can you mention one greatest achievement in this career you have gone through?
So I have been, I have been interpret for many conference workshops, but my most, successful one could be like the first cabin interpreter that I've been to, which was for Winschool opening ceremony in the year of 2023. I mean, I remember the time is last October. So that is my first cabin interpreter, and and the whole speakers. I represent for 10 school in the system of Dien school, but they didn't send me any documents, didn't send me any paper, any
Without
presentation.
script, off script.
Yeah, off script. And they just, you just go with it, and they believe in me. So,
Yes.
so I was very nervous. I couldn't sleep, before the night, but, after I have, conquered my fear, and I started to, listening, very carefully about what the speaker said,
Yes.
and I successfully interpret it, and I received, a lot of feedbacks.
I think
Good
it's a
feedbacks.
great experience, and it's a prestigious thing for you in your career. Also, in the future, you can get more opportunity through this. Okay, so can you just explain what is the qualities interpreter should have?
So, I mean, the first quality is the, I think, is the passionate for, for the job. I mean, passionate about language. It's not, like I said to you before, it's not about, just understanding the language. Also have to, understand the context, the culture, and also being very invested in, the language that you are going to interpret. Not just, not only for words, for grammars, idiom, and nouns. I think the
Yes.
second quality is, very active listening.
True.
Because you have to listen very carefully. Like you have to not just for understand, to listen, exactly what are they talking about, and then you can interpret to the other person to make sure that there is no misunderstanding. So I think the third one is, I mean, be patient.
Be patient.
And
Yes.
be patient, and have you have to have the good problem solving skills, because once, maybe, for example, maybe a speaker speaks, too fast, and their accent is
Not neutral.
yeah, and you have to listen very carefully, and for some of the interpreters, they get very nervous, and they shaking, and they start to get anxious, and they don't, and they completely, blind, they completely, deaf about it.
Yes.
And then the whole interpretation, is ruined. So I have to stay calm. Even some of the part you cannot hear, but you can just memorize, the main point, the key points,
Yes.
and then you write it down, and you will, systemize the whole thing, and you can,
Because
start.
I feel that when our interpreter is listening the voice, listening the speech of the person whom he is going to interpret, so at the same time on the backside of his head, the one conversation is going on, what she is thinking and what she will explain to the other person
It's true.
from the different language. So it's not an easy job,
It is
because
not.
two language, because you have to maybe I feel that uh, active listening skill is very important, and you have to be very focused when you are listening the person and then rephrasing the sentence, maybe again you are translating that thing from your language to English, maybe from English to Vietnamese. It's
true.
really not easy task for you. And do you have any tips for the audience who are thinking to take this profession in their take this as their profession in the future, like as an interpreter? So what advice can you give them?
So for any persons who interested in become an interpreter, I think my best advice just go for it, but have preparation first, because being good at English doesn't mean that you can become a good interpreter. So the first thing I would suggest for all the newers, for all the beginners that are
Beginners, yes.
coming to the professions, is practice a lot. Like you can search for many news for YouTube, like listening to some channels like NBC, or reading a lot of news, and you can shadow and you practice shadowing it. Maybe some TED talk, or I mean join Hanoi Toastmaster
Yes, yes.
speaker.
Toastmasters is a place where you can learn many things, like including your language skill. And maybe you are good at English, maybe you are a good speaker, still that can help you to flourish more in the future. And at the same time, I think as an interpreter, you need the efficiency and the effectiveness of your conversation, whom you are like with the place where you are doing this job. And one more thing, I feel at least two language you have to know.
It's true.
Yes, two language. But why I'm telling this, because it's very interesting story. Uh, India, every person, we have different states. So in different states, they have the different mother tongue. So every Indian knows three language minimum.
Wow.
Minimum English, Hindi, our national language, and third one is their state language. So, in this context, if I mention something, it's very good information also. Who are multilingual, they are very smart at switching from one language to another.
Wow.
And they are smarter than the others.
Wow.
And you are doing this job, it's really great. And I think in the future you will have many more opportunities like what you have been through in this young age, and you are managing your family and children both together nicely and enjoying the happy married life. I want to mention one thing at the end of the session, after the conversation with Ms. Zien. So, do what you love and love what you do. That's really important thing. If you want to do something great in life, what she is doing, and maybe many of us we are doing that. So I'm really grateful that from your busy schedule you left your 7 months baby with your husband who is taking care of him. That I know he's a very good guy. You are really lucky you got him as your husband. So I would like to conclude our conversation today with Ms. Zien. She is a great interpreter.